Greetings, members of Delta Lambda Phi. My name is Christopher Newman, National Executive Director for Delta Lambda Phi National Social Fraternity. And I've been asked on behalf of the NED Selection Committee to come on camera and talk about what it means to be the Executive Director for a DLP. We are trying to compile a list of candidates, and right now we would still love to see more candidates because in the end, it is healthy for DLP for the committee and the board of directors to be able to choose from a number of qualified candidates. And we would like to see more qualified candidates step forward. But a lot of people don't really know what the executive director does, the scope of the position, or may have misconceptions about just how much the job requires. And so I want to be able to talk about those things now. Additionally, you may be someone who maybe one day wants to be the next executive director for DLP, but doesn't feel ready and may want to volunteer in other ways, in other areas, and I'll be sure to talk about that just a little bit as well. So I guess the first thing to talk about is I, as the NED currently, signed on to a 3-year commitment back in August of 2009. And so I have about 8 months left to fulfill. In fact, my last day will be the final day of convention, July 22nd, 2012, in Portland, Oregon. I hope to see all of you there. And so in that timeline, with 8 months to go, we're really searching for candidates. And the deadline for applications is December 1st, 2011, so just a few weeks away. The NED Selection Committee hopes to dwindle down those candidates to those that they feel are most qualified, and then eventually make a hire, hopefully by the beginning of March, where we would do in-person interviews if the committee and the board of directors felt that was necessary. That allows a transition time of about March to July for the current NED, myself, and the next executive director to train and help transition and make sure that the new person is ready for the demands of the position. Let's talk about those demands just a little bit. And the first thing I want to say is that it does take a lot of time out of each week. I myself dedicate roughly 20 to 25 or more sometimes hours a week to the job. And so it's not something that you can just kind of do on your free time when you feel like it. The executive director is the nonprofit chief executive officer, the nonprofit CEO. And so with that comes a lot of demands and challenges, everything from staffing to budgeting to prioritizing some of the needs of the fraternity. You will hear constantly people saying, we want to see this, we want to see that, and knowing that you only have so much staff and only so many resources financially and otherwise to get some of those things done. Then there's also the unique aspect that the entire staff is all volunteer. So how do you motivate, hire, and hold them accountable as well to getting those things done? None of these things have we been perfect at over the last few years, but we certainly have gotten better at them. And so the next NED is going to have to take what's been currently done and try to figure out ways to make it better. And I'm currently trying to figure out ways to do that as well. So there's a big time commitment, which really translates to this job needing to be a top priority in your life. You know, I have a full-time job that actually pays a salary for me outside of this, so that obviously has to take some precedent. But I also have an agreement with my supervisors that if it need be, at any point, I may get a phone call that I have to take. And so that's going to be something that you'll need to think about if you're considering this position. And understanding that many of your evenings are going to be dedicated to sitting in front of a computer or on the telephone with your staff in your bedroom, just as I am right now. This is my bedroom. So, and the office as well. So with over 45 volunteer staff members, that's a lot of time and a lot of management to continue to move those objectives forward. There's also a lot of difficult legal and dynamic decision making that happens. It's not just the good things, but it's also the bad things, and being able to figure out how to fit that in and prioritize as well, which I've already mentioned, but being able to make those decisions with all data in mind. But one of the coolest benefits, but a demand of the job, is being a motivator and a leader for the fraternity, and that's something that can really energize a lot of interested people and attracts them to this position. If you want to find out more about the demands of this position, I've posted an expanded job description on Confluence. So if you log into Pythia under Confluence, our fraternity wiki, just go to that search bar in the top right-hand corner, and you'll be able to search expanded NED, and you should see it come up, job description, expanded NED job description, and view all the things that the NED is required to do. But let's talk about some of the benefits, because it sounds like a lot of work, right? And it certainly is, but there are some benefits that come from the position. And first and foremost, there's some tangible things. We'll just get those out of the way now. One, you get to travel a lot. Depending on the budget that you've allocated for yourself, and that is appropriate, probably percentage appropriate to the rest of the budget, to make sure that you can go to as many regional conferences as you can get to visit chapters, and do some health assessments, as we've been doing this year, to attend the board retreat, to plan the office retreat, to attend convention. So all the travel is typically something that the fraternity tries to pay for. Though there are some times where I need to travel and it's not in the budget, and I will do what I can to use my miles or any left of my own funds to get there, but that's certainly not a requirement. You get free registration at these events. Obviously, you're the one that's kind of the head figure of the office, and sometimes even the main planner, such as convention, for these events. So your registration is waived. So there's as little cost to the NED and a lot of staff members when it comes to some of the things the fraternity charges for. What's another big tangible is the upper level management / middle level management job experience. Talk about an addition to your resume. Sure, the NED position doesn't pay anything right now, and we understand that that's a hurdle for the future. But one thing's for sure, that I can say that I've benefited from this position is having the years of experience as a nonprofit executive director, and what that's been able to do for me even at 28 years old. Without this job, I would not have been able to secure my position at my current job, which is with the University of Arizona College of Medicine. So there is a lot of skills that can be learned with this job and refined with this position, and can really enhance a resume for whatever it is that you're looking to do, if it's appropriate in your field. Some of the intangible benefits that you get is that you get to lead a staff of 40 or more volunteers. And unlike those that are paid, volunteers are here because they want to be. And so there's a lot of energy that's created from that. Now, there's a lot of lulls in energy as well, and so you have to kind of navigate those things. But it's such a rewarding experience to work with a staff and manage a staff and lead a staff. Secondly, I would say there's that benefit of committing to and serving the brothers across the country. Knowing that you're in this position not for yourself or personal gain, but really here to serve the fraternity is kind of one of the benefits of it not being paid right now. But there's a lot of setbacks as well. But that's such a fulfilling opportunity for many candidates that might want to apply, and it certainly is a motivator for me, and a huge benefit. Last big benefit is that no single position in DLP can make and promote change as much as the executive director now does. Since the reorganization in 2009, there's a lot of perceived power in the position of the executive director, in that they're charged with influencing and making the day-to-day decisions of the fraternity. And there's a lot of things that can be done within current policies that allow and infect change for the organization. And we've certainly been trying to do as much of that over the last few years as well. So, yes, it's a lot of work. Yes, there are some benefits. But the real reason we're here is to educate you about what it is to be the executive director these days and what it really takes. If there's one thing that I could suggest that you learn from this as you go forward and possibly think about applying, is that you have to be here because you want to be here, and you want to serve. That's really the message we want to send. Otherwise, I want to thank you all for watching this video. And maybe you're not looking to be the next NED, but you are a newly college graduate, or maybe you've been out for college for a few years and you want to reconnect with the fraternity. You want to get involved. Well, there are plenty of opportunities within the office. Let's say you're somebody who's studying anything in the field of information technology. We have lots of needs in our information services department in order to serve our brotherhood. And you can use those experiences to enhance your resume so that you are a better fit for jobs that require a little bit more experience. And I can say that across the board, everything from education to programming to communications, whether it be marketing or public relations or event planning. There's so many opportunities in the fraternity office. And if you're looking to influence policy and reshape the direction that DLP is going, we have plenty of volunteer opportunities on our National Board of Directors committees. And there are several of them right now, and they're looking to gain some membership and move things forward on those fronts. So on behalf of Delta Lambda Phi National Social Fraternity, I want to thank you for listening to me babble on about the executive director position, and I truly, truly hope that some of you are energized to apply. And if you are interested in applying, all you need to do is simply email Samuel Brenton and Jeff Thompson at their email addresses, which is sambrenton, sam.brinton@dlp.org, and then jeff.thompson@dlp.org. If you have any other questions, feel free to contact me, chris.newman@dlp.org. Otherwise, thank you, everyone. This is Christopher Newman, your Executive Director, and thank you for listening.